Hello, and welcome back to Grandpa Streams Minecraft. My name is History Wes, and this is my forever world. And I am a grandpa, not just in my forever world, but in real life. And you can see all my gray hair. I have more gray hair in Minecraft than in real life because in Minecraft I don't have a bald spot on the top. Somebody told me the other day I look like a lot like my grandfather, and I said, well, I do have his bald spot. So as you can see, I've been chopping down some trees here, and I've been working on my city hall over there for this part of my forever world, which is going to be a medieval-ish town. And let's take a quick look over here, and you can see we've got this building, part of the building built, and diorite. The best mix with diorite is calcite, which I don't have. This next week I'm going to put in some effort to find a geode, but I haven't found one yet, so I just used some spruce wood, some birch wood. A lot of spruce wood in the build, but not right there. Now that I'm looking at it, I think I should have maybe used cotton instead, because I've got a buttload of cotton, and we've got another extension to the building that's going over here, and then there'll be a lot of finishing touches like dormers on the top, etc. So we got a lot of resources from chopping down all our oak and birch trees, and now I'm finishing up the spruce and the dark oak trees. So let's go ahead and do those. As you can tell, I've been playing a lot, even just since yesterday, and having a lot of fun. And I added the Fresh Animations resource pack. Come on, sheep, move again. You look so good going up that hill. Now go down. Yeah, look at his eyes. That's one of my favorite parts. He's looking around. Anyway, I generally am trying to keep everything pretty vanilla for this world and this game, but I mean, come on, you gotta love the little animals running around. And I saw on I was watching Good Times with Scar this morning as he was playing on Hermitcraft, and he had the Fresh Animations, and I've used it before, so I know what it was. But what I was amazed by is the animation that they have for the Happy Ghast. It looks so awesome soaring around. So even though I don't have a Happy Ghast yet on this world, I do have one on our family game, which I have not logged on to in a couple of months. But I hope to eventually get one on this world as well. And I also got stuck out here at night. I wasn't paying attention. It got late. I was at the top of one of these trees, and so I was surprised to find that when you cut them like this in a spiral, zombies can climb up pretty easily. They can track you up here, and so I had to fight a whole mob of zombies. And then of course I realized that all I really had to do was block off their entry. So then I was fine after that. Sometimes you gotta stop and use your brain. Anyway, hope you're having a good day. I'm having a good day, as I said. Been playing a lot of Minecraft. Doing a little bit of housework. It's trash day, and somehow I wrenched out my either my back or my shoulder or my neck. I can't quite tell where it hurts, but it hurts. I've been rubbing lidocaine rub-on it all day, taking Tylenol. But other than that, I'm doing great. It's been raining this morning here in the desert, which is fairly unusual, but this time of year we have a twice annual monsoon. Moisture comes up from the Gulf of Mexico, and it feels to me very muggy, and I say that with a smirk because I went outside, it had finished raining, and it felt very muggy to me, and so I looked to see what the humidity was, and it was 19%. Now, that is humid for here because we usually have 3 to 6% humidity because, as I mentioned before, we live in a desert. But having grown up in the South and spent a great deal of time, particularly in Oklahoma, where during the summer the humidity was like 90%. It'd be 90% and 90 degrees. And it felt a lot hotter than it does here now. Right now it's 100 degrees, which is relatively cool for us, 100 degrees Fahrenheit, but 19% humidity. And they always say, you know, it's a dry heat, doesn't feel that hot. It's true. It feels a little muggy, but yeah, nowhere near it used to be when I was back in Oklahoma. And also, I think I've got a mosquito in my house. When I would visit family in Oklahoma, I would be eaten alive by mosquitoes. And since I've lived out here in the desert for, 50 years, I don't think I've been bitten more than a handful of times. But we either have a mosquito or a gnat because I keep feeling it land on me. I haven't felt it bite me, but we do have a few mosquitoes. Every year there are a couple of cases of some mosquito-borne illness here. And it's because of unkept swimming pools, because there really is no other water. It's just people not putting chlorine in their swimming pools, and the pools turn green and the mosquitoes lay their eggs in it, and then we have mosquitoes. So hopefully I won't get bitten. If I do, I've got one of these weird little syringe thingies that's supposed to suck the bug bite poison out of you. And I've had it for like 2 years and I've never opened the package. So this might be a great chance for me to try it and see if it works. We have fortunately relatively few bugs in Minecraft. I would hate if they ever put a mosquito in Minecraft. That would be the worst. Silverfish are pretty bad, but yeah, that would just suck big time if we had mosquitoes. I wasn't that bothered when, you know, the fireflies were promised and then not added to Minecraft, because I thought thematically they didn't really fit. I mean, all the bugs in Minecraft are huge. Silverfish, bees, and of course spiders. Not bugs, but invertebrates. And so to have something microscopic like a lightning bug or firefly, we called them lightning bugs when I was a kid, a firefly or a termite, just doesn't seem right. To my way of thinking, the termite in Minecraft should be about the size of a bee, maybe even a little bigger. I mean, then you would look and you'd see a termite approaching one of your wooden structures, and that would put a sense of haste into you before it ate your build. Not that I think that's a good idea necessarily. Yeah, so I'd much rather have penguins than any insect in Minecraft. I wouldn't mind crabs either, which, you know, to my mind are like one step away from insects. Wouldn't mind crabs. Definitely would like penguins, just because the frozen lands would look cool. We've already got polar bears there, and polar bears and penguins in real life do never meet each other because you know, polar bears live in the far north and penguins live in the far south. But since we're on an entirely different world, I don't mind that they're together. They both live in polar climates, and the animals in Minecraft are different than similar animals on Earth, right? For one thing, they're not male or female. So I mean, the cows, for instance, have attributes of both male and female. They have horns and udders. There are some cows that the females have horns, but there are many that do not. So we have a lot of wood, or we will, well, we do already, but we will have even more once we get these last two trees chopped down. And we've got plenty of saplings should we need more. Even dark oak saplings, we get 16, which is awesome, from 2 trees. So I'm still trying to think of a name for this town, but I think I've decided that our main base will be called History Station. So we got History Station, we have Bryce, excuse me, I just bit my tongue. We have Bryce Station, which is in the Badlands, thousands of blocks away, and then we'll have this village. And this hill and the boat dock at the bottom of it will be part of Bryce Station. It stretches over 2 land areas, really, jungle and a meadow, or part of a meadow. And then this island that we're on has is mostly plains, but over here, where it connects to this savanna, and the savanna leaches over a little bit, and then the river runs here, separating this savanna. So I think our end place for our town will be right there. And then on the other side, of course, we've got the stony shore and this little bit of jungle that sticks out beyond it. Not very far. The farthest trees that you see are actually about as far as it goes. So we'll think of a name. We've got a big crevice here, or a hole, I should say, that I would totally explore if I thought for a second that there was any a lot of mobs down there, but doesn't seem to be any dripstone, and I have yet to find any dripstone at all, which is unfortunate because I need some for a lava farm. Alright, let's head over here. And I think we may get some, I don't know. A lot of people say you should block out the buildings that you're going to build. So maybe I'll do that, because we've got tons of cotton, tons of wool, I should say, not cotton. Tons of wool that I can use to do that. All right. We can head over here to this side. Inside the building here, we've got a birch floor, nothing else. It will eventually have floors. I don't know about how much I intend to detail it. We'll just have to see. All right. We want to just make a little flat area here so I can see what I'm doing. So we're going to build the wall this tall all the way across. To there. I should have brought some more spruce wood, but I'll deal with that later. sometimes, in fact usually, I texture as I go. But I can't do that in talk. I can barely build in talk. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to build here, build this wall, and then I'm going to go knock some holes in it and texture it. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's way too. What's the word that I'm looking for? Symmetrical. It's way too symmetrical. But we can refill a hole if we need to, like this one. And here we go. Yeah, that looks okay. Stick these in here. It's amazing how just putting some smooth regular stone into your stone bricks will make your build look worn. But it works. It's sunset already? Yep. You can stare at the sun in Minecraft and it won't hurt your eyes. Unlike, you know, our world. There we are. We still need some more light in here. Maybe worry about that when we do the finishing touches on the outside. Some flower boxes and some foliage. Okay, here, here. I just got a new t-shirt. It's Superman, and if you've, well, it's not really a spoiler. The t-shirt has the Superman logo on it, and then it has the Superman robot popping out of the middle of it, and he has the name tag on it. It says, "My name is Gary." So if you've seen the movie, you know what that's about. And if you don't, I haven't really spoiled anything for you. I got lots and lots of stone when I flattened out the top of that hill where we planted our trees. Lots of dirt too, which is great because I was low on both. And here we go. Anyway, the shirt is Superman blue. Bought it online. Looks really good. Yeah, there we go. Okay. try to make these as random as possible. And there we are. So it's fun working on a big build. I actually do better on a single big build than I do on one that's like broken down into parts for you. For instance, in our family game, I built a couple of huge monuments. I built Hanging Gardens of Babylon, and I built the Arc de Triomphe. And in both cases, they were easy to complete. I just kept working at it. And then I had a base that is on top of a, well, built inside of a meadow, and then I was going to build a town on top of it. And the meadow, digging it out, went well, but building the town afterwards, I never completed. So you know, that's just how it goes sometimes. All right. I think what we'll do is we'll work on the roof, but the first thing I need to, well, I need to pick up these blocks. I don't want to waste them, but I also need to light this up, because that was a problem with that one, is there were a lot of monsters in there after I put the roof on, even though I had put some torch spam down. I didn't put enough. There we go, and let's do some roofing. That's enough to get started. You know what, I'm going to take my bed with me. I don't want to have to jump down and run around. Okay. You know what? I need to come out one block. I do that all the time. I build and then I don't leave the scaffolding far enough out so it gets covered up. That's, yeah, that'll work this time. There we go. Oh, I thought there was a butterfly flying around here. It's one of the blocks waiting to despawn. Okay. Take that off. Gonna lose a couple of scaffolding there, but I have unlimited bamboo. You got quite a bit of string too, just from killing spiders. While I was stuck in that tree, there were a lot of spiders. So, I've been watching Minecraft as always. Only watched a couple today though. I watched, as I mentioned before, Good Times with Scar. And building a zoo. On our family game, we have an area set aside to be a zoo, a combination zoo and amusement park. And we've only built 1.5 rides. We started building or rather I started building an elytra flying course, and then my son and I built a ice boat racing rink. Racing, I guess it's not a rink if it's a racing course, an ice boat racing course, which was a lot of fun. Of course, you know, then I saw the one on Hermitcraft last season and was immediately embarrassed by my feeble effort. But as Theodore Roosevelt says, comparison is the thief of joy. You gotta not compare yourself too much to other people's things, because there's always going to be somebody better than you at something. Doesn't matter how good a writer you are, there's always Stephen King. Okay, now I guess I need to get over to the other side, but I'll wait until morning. Okay, put the bed down. Perfect. Sunrise on Minecraft. So here's the peninsula. Comes out, just comes out to here. There's a little bit of jungle there, not too much. And then we'll build some kind of bridge over here or over there, somewhere. But I'd like to build a little port over here. Definitely want to build a ship or two, or try to build a ship. Oh. Huh. I was going to bring out one like I did on the lower level, but I guess I'm not now. I can still bring logs across though. All right. I was watching Toy Cat earlier, and he was talking about building things and making mistakes. And specifically, he said he would rather build it when he realized he was making a mistake. He'd rather go ahead and complete it and then see what was wrong with it and try again next time, which is a very good attitude to have about building things. But yeah, this is going to be a situation where I make it work regardless of if I do something I'm ultimately unhappy with, because I'm not going to do it again. This is a big build, and I don't want to go back and redo it. I will, however, try to learn from any mistakes for the next build I make. I hope that is satisfactory, Toy Cat. YouTube is amazing, as is the internet as a whole. When I was a young man, and there was no internet, crazy, right? If you had a hobby, you might be able to locate somebody that had the same interest as you. Say, for instance, if you collected stamps, you might or might not be able to locate other people around you who collected stamps. You might be able to go to the library, say, and find an organization that you could write to that shared your interest. But you know, depending on how obscure your interest was, that might become more and more difficult to do. If you collected ice cream scoops, for instance, and there are people that collect antique ice cream scoops, you might have a real hard time finding somebody that shared that interest. Whereas today, you can simply Google ice cream scoops and you will find the web page of a group that shares your interests, and you can contact them. You can go on eBay and buy more ice cream scoops or stamps or whatever your interest is. And that is a good thing. On the other hand, you know, not all common interests are good things. It is also true that if you are a neo-Nazi, it's now easier to find other neo-Nazis to hang out with. And that is bad, because, you know, we should be trying to not be neo-Nazis. Or any kind of Nazis. New, old. This is going to need some kind of light. I'm going to put a torch in here for now. But I'm going to need probably a lantern hanging there eventually. I've got a bunch of lanterns. Hey, I recovered one scaffolding. Okay. Anyway, I was actually in college when I first heard the term internet. And somebody was talking about it in class, and I said, "Excuse me, what is this thing you're calling the internet?" And so they said, it's a system that allows you to connect from one computer to another. And I said, oh, like CompuServe, because there were services that let you connect, but they didn't connect to the world at large. They connected to everybody that was subscribed to their service. Imagine if, for instance, you had your smartphone, but you could only talk to people that shared your subscriber. If you were on AT&T, you could only connect and share data with other AT&T users. That's kind of how it was. And they said, yeah, it's kind of like that, but only you know, it's worldwide. And so I got an account and figured out how to log on. But there was no World Wide Web. You couldn't look at web pages. You couldn't do much of anything, really. You could send emails and you could read news groups, which were kind of like reading Reddit, except there was no easy interface and it was all just text. Not that, you know, not that Reddit is particularly graphic intensive, but and then a few years later, somebody invented Hypertext Markup Language, HTML, and that allowed you to make web pages. I remember hearing that when Bill Clinton was elected president, there were less than 50 web pages in the world, and by the time he left office 8 years later, there were 10,000 web pages added each day. That's pretty remarkable. It's probably the second greatest advance in telecommunications. The first being the invention of the telegraph. And you probably are thinking, telegraph, that's that thing that makes the beep beep beeps? Yep, that's what it is. It seems pretty primitive, but think about it this way. For thousands and thousands of years before Samuel Morse invented the telegraph, the fastest way for you to get a message from one place to another was to take it there. And then all of a sudden, the telegraph comes along and you can send a message across the country at almost the speed of light. So you've gone from the speed of a person to the speed of light with a one invention. It's not really the speed of light, but electricity flows through circuits pretty quickly. And of course it took them a while to get telegraph lines across the ocean, but they did. People don't realize just how quickly the world has changed. I mean, we can go online and look at what's going on anywhere in the world right now. And the first time that people were able to look and see what was happening live on the other side of the world was not that long ago. It was, in fact, the first live broadcast from one continent to another. It was a special program, and one of the components was the Beatles playing a song. And the Beatles are, you know, two of them are still around. So it wasn't very long ago. It was in 67, I want to say. They bounced an image off of a satellite and sent it across the world to the other side. Take that, you flat earthers. Yeah, speaking of, yeah, maybe I won't speak of them. I can't talk about insanely stupid people without getting upset. And people that believe the world is flat fall into that category. Okay. So we're back over here at history station, and we need to see if we got some diorite down here. I might as well get some wool, and we'll put wool on the top floor of the new expansion part and see if it looks good. Well, I'm sure it'll look fine. Will it look better than birchwood logs? That's the question. Let's see, how much are we collecting here? What's one that I have not used any of? I don't think I've used any purple. So yeah, 9.5 stacks almost. Pretty cool. So let's pick us up some white. Oh, we don't need that much, but that's fine. I mean, you can go up on a mountain and look and see the curve of the earth, right? Or in an airplane. Or fly from one part of the world to the other and realize how long it takes you. Oh, come on. Ocelot. I hope that hurt. Not really. I neither hope it hurt nor could it hurt because it's just a collection of data disguised as an animal. Okay, coming through the jungle here. Let's see how our building looks so far. Yeah, pretty good. I'm impressed. Okay. Belief is a funny thing. People believe all kinds of dumb things. Sometimes they believe some things that are good. I myself believe a few things that are probably not true, but I believe them because I need to. I believe that good wins in the end. Probably not true, but I would like it to be. There's a purpose to life. Probably not true, but I would like it to be too. Nope, no, you're in the wrong spot. All right. This one. Okay. Man, I've gotten philosophical the last couple of streams. I hope you won't hold it against me. Anyway, if you're still here, or if you're stopping by, my name is History Wes, and this is Grandpa Streams Minecraft. And I stream Saturdays and Sundays at 6 p.m. Pacific time till 7 p.m. Hope to expand that schedule a little bit sometime in the future. But that's the case at the moment. let's see. Something like that. Okay, let's go down. The question is, does this look better than this? This or this? Number one or number two, as my eye doctor would say. I think it looks fine. I don't think it looks better or worse, but you may disagree. We need another one here. And let's lay out some more scaffolding. Okay. And something like that. And one more. That's not so random looking as I would like. There we go. Yeah, that looks okay. There'll be other stuff in front of it. Decorative. There'll be some windows in there, and there'll be some plant vases and stuff in front of it, so it'll look better. Anyway, I'm inviting you now to stop by Saturdays and or Sundays and check out the stream. Feel free to check out my channel and send me a message if you like. And if you feel like subscribing, that would be awesome. It would help the channel grow. I'm going to do something special when I get to 500 members. 500 subscribers, I should say. And I don't know what it is yet, but I'm taking suggestions. Those birch logs kind of have a vaguely skull-like thing going on. But like the other side, like I said there'll be more stuff in here, more decorative stuff going on. So it'll look better. It can always look better. I keep reaching for my iced tea that I normally have sitting next to me, but I forgot to get one today before I started streaming. I feel pretty good about this hour. Got a lot done actually. Enclosed this part of the build. Chopped down the rest of the trees. Alright, now what happens? Oh, see, there's a piece of wood that is not on the other side. Okay. Let's see what happens if I try to like randomize this while I put it in and like for course, I can do that row because I don't think that's going to show at all. At least not from the outside. I'm really not looking forward to furnishing this. That's not my specialty at all. That's what I should do for my 500th subscriber special. Is I should have a furnishing party, invite some people to come and help me furnish this thing. Hey, Wandering Trader. Let's see, have we got anything good? Mangrove, it's nice. Silk Touch pickaxe. I don't have any of those, but everything else I've got already. So except for a llama, because my llama got killed. It was a Wandering Trader llama. So the question is, do I murder a Wandering Trader? I mean, how often do you have to ask yourself that in real life? Probably not that often, I guess. But okay, almost. One here, one here, one here. Okay. See, does that look as good as the other side does? Better or worse? Yeah, actually, I think this one looks better. Okay. Yeah, there's that log, and I happen to have one log. Did I have one there and then knock it out accidentally? Don't remember. Okay, these have a log sticking out. Should I have those sticking out over here? I don't know. I'll have to try it. Go ahead and stow away my materials. Still need to work on this. Finish from here down. I like the top part. I consider the top part done. A lot of wheat seeds. About a stack, okay. Well, that's going to be our show, our stream for today. My name has been History West. This has been Grandpa Streams Minecraft. See you next Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific Time. And as always, keep on Minecrafting.